Let's just say, hypothetically, that you're stranded on an island in the Caribbean for the next 20 months, or 19 months now, for whatever reason. Maybe you did something bad and you were sentenced to a hard time. Or maybe you're in medical school and you're trying to eat healthy because, hypothetically, you also have high cholesterol. And you're also trying to do it on a budget because, hypothetically, you're also not a millionaire. Well, I'm going to show you how I do that. You want to buy as many of these local tomatoes as you can get. And you're going to get these for about $3 a pound, $3 US a pound at the supermarket. And they don't have these all the time. So when they have them, you're going to buy as many as possible. $3 a pound US might sound like a lot for tomatoes, and it is. But you want to buy the local tomatoes because the imported ones that actually look good, so these have a little bit of green and yellow on the top. These are the local tomatoes. The ones, and they're a little soft too. This one was a little bit soft. These are the local tomatoes. The ones that are imported look good, nice. Those are like the ones you're going to get at the store in the US. Those are going to cost you about $4 or $5 a pound. And you get the same thing. You just have to eat these pretty quick. And if they happen to be out of tomatoes, you can always head to the frozen vegetables section and get some cauliflower or mixed vegetables. These are about $3 US for 12 ounces. These are a little bit less, about $2.50 US for 12 ounces. So you can tell why the tomatoes are probably on par with these, and they're fresher. And you're gonna cook that with onions. So these are about $2 a pound US. And mangoes are 33 cents each. So it's a really great deal. There is an ant problem though, and it's through this door. So this door goes out the back, but as you can tell, this door doesn't close all the way. So if I put any garbage in this garbage can, ants will smell it outside and they'll come marching right in. And I'll show you in just a little bit what happens, how we cook food to make sure that the ants don't get it. I have about 4 pounds of tomatoes and an onion cooking. I didn't add anything to this. This is just vegetables. So the best thing to do is if you have a sink stopper, and that way you can hold water in the sink. What we're going to try and do is cool down this food as quickly as possible so that ants don't have time to come in and crawl on the counter and get into the food. It also helps to have a barrier of water around the pot so that the ants can't cross. Now, I don't have a sink stopper, so I'm going to do the next best thing, and we're going to use this plastic bag, which doesn't have any holes, but holds water just the same. So we're going to line it up real nice to cover the drain and turn on the water. Now you may have to do this multiple times, but see, notice there's a little bit of water that came outside of the bag. That's fine, don't worry about that. This bag will hold the water in the sink and it won't let any water go down. So it doesn't matter if it's outside of the bag, inside the bag. Inside the bag is optimal, but this is fine. So the idea behind this is that water has a higher specific heat than air. So water is also a better conductor of heat than air. So this is maybe something your chemistry professors may have told you. But we're gonna put this really hot pot of tomatoes into this cold bag of water. And then it's gonna transfer the heat from the tomatoes into the water. And the water is gonna get hot and it will hold, because it has a high specific heat, it takes more heat to heat it up by 1 degree Celsius. So meaning that it has a higher capacity to absorb the heat than any air does. So let's put this in and I'll show you what happens. Here we have the pot in the water, and you can tell there's a nice barrier of water going around so no ants will come in. We may have to do this multiple times because this water is going to get pretty hot. The water around the tomatoes is going to get pretty hot. And we'll just drain that water, add new water around it, and keep doing that until the pot is at a reasonable temperature that we can put it in the fridge. We want to come out and check this every 30 minutes to an hour to make sure there are no ants coming around trying to get to the food. Another little trick that I'll do is I'll leave my spatula right in between the two sinks on this little bit of metal. Now, that doesn't stop the ants entirely. Every time you put down your spatula and pick it back up, you have to make sure there are no ants on it before putting it back in the food. And you can just make a big batch of tomato onion soup and you have vegetables for days. Now this is great. You have carotenoids, you have all your fiber, you have some onions, some really great antioxidants, all of that all together in this pot. Maybe 3 or 4 pounds of vegetables, gonna last you for the whole week. You can also make some oatmeal. So this takes about 5 minutes to bring the whole pot to a boil. And oatmeal, as you know, is great for keeping cholesterol levels down, great for staying healthy, great for keeping your stomach full, but not a lot of calories. Here's another little trick to keep the ants away. You're gonna keep your pots in the refrigerator. So this is a pan that I have a little bit of oil on it, and I'm not going to leave this on the stove. I know I can reuse it because I'm lazy and I don't want to clean, but you can reuse it, but you don't want to leave it on the stove where the ants can get to it. Here I'm cooking 2 eggs in a non-stick pan, which is great because I don't have to use any butter, no oil, nothing. It's just 2 eggs, and I'm gonna add a little bit of cheese in just a second. Okay, so I may have put a little bit too much cheese on it, but here's a little trick that I like to do. I just added a little bit of water and I covered it so the cheese will melt. And you want to get any kind of cheddar cheese, but beware of the salt. So the individually packaged chunks that they sell are extremely salty if you're watching your sodium. I got this on sale because it was about to expire 11 June 2025, and I bought this on the 10th of June. I keep it in the freezer, so this will never expire, really. According to the FDA. So as long as you keep it frozen, it should be fine. And I ended up getting it for about $3 or $4 US, which is better than you can get at Acme or Walmart or wherever you shop. Another difference I've noticed is that things don't stay fresh in the refrigerator as long as they do in the States. And I don't know if that's because it's warmer out here, generally temperature-wise, than it is back in the US, where I'm from anyway. As you can see, it's set all the way to 7, which is the coldest. But I've noticed that things only stay fresh in here for about 2 or 3 days. So rule of thumb, if you're not gonna eat it within 2 or 3 days, put it right in the freezer, and you can always take it out, heat it up when you want to eat it.